Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. It is episode 25 of Korean Mode. Hope you guys are doing well. Big episode coming today on the back of a chaotic January transfer window where we lost Wharton, we lost Diarra, we lost Lafitte, we lost Alderete. We might have lost a lot, but we're not out. Right now, as you can see, 12 games to go in the Premier League. We are in the top 4 by 5 points. We're 8 points behind Man City. We're not going to catch them, but right now we do have destiny in our own hands for a Champions League place. Plus, today, we'll have the Conference League last 16 draw, and I believe both legs of the tie as well, and the FA Cup fifth round, as we'll take on Wrexham, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney's side at the Stadium of Light. So yeah, there's loads to get through today. We'll jump straight into it. Our first game is a big one as well, as Aston Villa away at Villa Park. We have struggled quite a bit throughout the course of this save, and they knocked us out at the FA Cup quarter-final last year. So got a bit of beef with Aston Villa. First game, a big one, has been unconvincing recently. Let's get a big 3 points here to kick the episode off. How are the lads? By the way, guys, if you can hear a bit of whistling when I say some words, it's because basically I had to have a couple of teeth extracted a couple of years ago because my teeth were just horrendous. Anyone that watched me back in the day will know that, as Johnny Burkhart opens the scoring. And basically, I'm now getting the gaps closed between the teeth. There's gaps between my front teeth at the bottom. And that's why when I say words, particularly with the S letter, there's a bit of whistling as well. So I apologise if it sounds that bad. I hate it. I absolutely hate the way my teeth are looking right now, because compared to how they were before, I know it's for the greater good. Anyway, we're a goal down here, and we are really struggling right now. Yes, 4 wins on the trot in all competitions, but we are really struggling, man. They've been unconvincing wins too. And we just beat Wickham in the cup, but that was courtesy of a late wonder goal from Vital. We were home to an EFL side. That sums it up, man. We are really, really struggling right now. Holding on to top 4 is going to be very difficult. Yeah, I can't stand this gap in my teeth, man. Seriously. Compared to how my teeth were before I started this orthodontic work, I know it is a massive, massive improvement. It's just, this is a really tough patch right now. I guess kind of similar to what we're going through with Sunderland right now, you know. It's a difficult moment, but we know we've got to trust that process, and eventually it's going to be all right. Johnny Burkhart has got the goal, dribbles into Lucharel, flicks it through to Fatawu, and we're free to go before the break. We might get one last chance if we push the pace. Robbie finds Hannibal, and look at this. Who's that? Rig. Totally alone. Dinks it. Robbie, what on earth just happened there? Defense pied like the Red Sea. Chris Rigg found himself totally alone, and Robbie gets his 9th of the year. In a recent episode, we were talking about the latest patch EA have released and how there does appear to be a lot bigger of a tweak in terms of the gameplay changes from the first patch. There's been 2 patches released so far, and that shot should be... Oh! Because they easily caught by Roofs. In the end, it was dipping, and thankfully didn't dip enough as it nestled onto the roof of the net. But yeah, I think what I'm noticing in this most recent patch, and the thing that's frustrating me the most, is that the AI defences are no longer holding their shape as well as they did before. Now, don't get me wrong, we had mentioned this and said that, you know, there needs to be a reward for high possession, high pass accuracy play, because that's the way EA want their players to play. But also, defences at this level... Oh, Brobby, off the crossbar, should not be... Oh, Rig, shoot! I pressed the circle button. Can I say my words, or should I just keep on shouting? I say, you know, like the defences at this level should not be leaving. Like for that first goal we scored there, Rig completely. I'm like, this is the top level. This is Premier League defences, man. They should not be so disjointed like a primary school kind of defence. Anyway, still 1-1. Not a bad point here against the team we often struggle against. We're pushing for a winner late. Can we find it? Trace delivery easily caught. Yeah, I might possibly go back to the base authentic gameplay without any slider alterations and see how it handles now after 2 patches. I guess we'll see. But to be fair, the challenge still remains the same. Difficult draw now. Lucky to get it too. And we're also going to see after the game as well the draw for the... oh, thank you, Nottingham. Oh, wait, Forest are right behind us as well, aren't they? I was going to say thank you, Forest. But actually, I think Forest are right behind us too. So, yeah, they are indeed. Arsenal may be below us as well. But Forest have actually cut the gap now to 3 points. Oh, it's tight. It's very tight indeed. There's me celebrating the Forest result. I actually wanted the Arsenal. I should have wanted the Arsenal win instead. But we are going to see the draw for the Conference League last 16. And we shall see who we'll have. And I believe... That's just great, isn't it? We'll have both ties coming today as well. So it's going to be in the last 16, FC St. Gallen All right, okay, bring them on. And that's coming today, right? I'm pretty sure that'll be in today's episode because the games happen soon after the draw, I believe. Yeah, there they are. So we'll play both legs today, plus that Wrexham Cup tie, as we'll try and stay active on all three fronts. And following contest, it is a massive one. Again, we have been winning recently and unbeaten in, I think, our last 8 games in all competitions, but it's been very unconvincing indeed. And on the back of that draw there away at Villa Park, now it's a really tough test. It is Arsenal, it is the Gunners coming to the Stadium of Light, and if we are to cling on to a top 4 place, well, wins against the teams directly below us would do us the world of good. Massive game here in the northeast. How are you, lads? Cannot afford a loss in this one, that's for sure. I'll tell you what I really need as well, Sadiki to start turning up, man. I always talk about this, but like, as you know, I'm a massive basketball fan, and in the NBA, you often had this era where it was like big 3 on teams, you know, so if you had like the Golden State Warriors, the Prime, you'd have like Curry and Clay and Draymond Green, and if it was like the Miami big 3, for example, it was LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, for example, you know. And there's always one player in that 3 who doesn't seem to have the level of prestige as the others do. Just even though it's just as important, they don't quite get the superstar kind of like reputation as Chris Rigg is denied by Trubin. A bit of an awkward save, and he made it. But I feel it's the same with our midfield. It's Wharton and Diarra and Sadiki. You know, like Sadiki's just as important to that trio as the other two. But he never quite got the reputation that Wharton did due to his rating and reputation, but also Diarra due to his constant playmaking and assist getting. So for Sadiki now, I need to say, bro, you need to show, like, you are just as much of a superstar as those two. Those two are gone now. Those two are left. It's your midfield. You're running the midfield, quite literally. I need you to show that you are just as important as those two. It's your midfield, bro. I'm looking at you. Yeah, who would have thought out of those 3 players, the person that would remain is going to be Sadiki? I would have thought out of those 3, he'll be the first to go. I thought he was going to be the one that would be the first to leave. But no, he's the one that stayed. It's kind of like with the Cavs during LeBron's second stint. It was like, everyone thought that it would be either LeBron or Kyrie that stayed. It was Kevin Love. Like, Kevin Love was the one that remained for the longest, you know. It's the same with Sadiki here. As Trey's going to whip in a deep cross. Go on, Robbie, I trust your son. Nods it down and, I thought he scored. Ironic ways from the away end as Doxy had his hands up. It was the side of the net, not the back of it. And it still remains at 0-0. Good first half, but all we're missing is that goal. You know, I get asked every now and then, Doxy, you reference the NBA a lot, you're a massive basketball fan. Would you ever do a 2K save? If you'd ever watched me play 2K, you would know why I've never done 2K videos, as that shot goes just wide from Eberechi, and it remains at 0-0 for now. But, yeah, that's why. That's why I don't, basically. Honestly, if you watch me play Football Manager, you know how bad I am at that game. I'm even worse at NBA 2K. There's only one game I can play semi-decently, it's this one. Hence why I play it. I haven't played 2K in years either, man. I just don't have the time for it nowadays. And also, I don't like how now, like, I say now, it might be different now. When I played, like, about 6-7 years ago, the only way to really get your guy up, if you were playing my career like I love to, was through buying the VC. Man, I ain't buying no VC. Are you serious? A game costs enough as it. I ain't buying VC. Come on now. But it felt like it was the only way you could actually get your pro up to a decent level as Rigg plays a brilliant through ball, and Brobby's through, and Brian is saved by Trubin, and then Dingra, come on, turns in the rebound as Sunderland have the lead, 8 for the year, Black Cat strike first and deservedly in front. I will tell you this though, if you have never played NBA 2K, maybe you're not a basketball fan, that's totally fine, but if you look up NBA 2K My Career, you don't need to be a basketball fan to understand why I've always been a massive believer that EA need to look at that game and say, right, that's what we should do with player career mode, man, because it is amazing. The depth to it is incredible, man, and it is so immersive and it's brilliant, and it's why I've always been a firm believer, and I'll stand by this, that EA's best game mode in FC could be player career mode if they worked on it to that level. Instead, it is one of the worst game modes because of their neglect. It is so frustrating. Oh, brilliant from Adingra, finds Goodmanson for surely the dagger off the post. And Arsenal clear. How are we not 3 or 4 up here? I'm just seeing an injury for Arsenal. And as Odegaard is dispossessed by Fatou, because of that he's playing everyone onside. And oh man, I could have gone for it, but I'm not going to, man. Listen, we're all about fair play, man. He was playing literally everyone onside, but I'm not going to score that way. As Dan Neal's going to offload, Goodmanson will take over, and instead we just hold on to the ball for the final couple of minutes. Won't get our second goal, but yeah, we may know the ramifications of what winning this game is going to do, but I'm not going to score like that. Come on, man, you don't hit a player when they're down, quite literally in this case. But that's going to do it. It is going to be a win for Sunderland. And a big one as well. We should have won it by more, really. We should have been able to get a couple of extra goals. But the most important thing is just returning to winning ways. We are still in the top 4 and with 10 games to go. Destiny is in our own hands. Win 9 of them and we'll play Champions League football next season. Also, why do I keep using the word ramification? That's not the right word. I try to Google what ramification is, but it's not. Yeah, that's the opposite of what we want. Ramification, a complex or unwelcome consequence of an action or event. No, playing Champions League football is never unwelcome. Everyone wants it. What are you talking about, Doxy? I thought English was your first language, son. Come on now. Right, following game, Spurs away. And right now, as you can see, we are currently 5 clear of them, so with 10 to go. It is still incredibly tight, but we do have the 2-game swing. So like I said, 9 wins in 10 will give us Champions League football, but a win here and we will go 8 clear of Tottenham Hotspur with 9 to play, and then surely it'll be ours to completely bottle from there. So another massive game directly afterwards, another North London side, but this time in the capital. Tottenham away from home, huge game here. How are the lads? Kudus gets away. Oh, brilliant. Oh, what a goal. What a goal. You know, he's been brilliant since coming in from West Ham. I've always been a big fan of his. And the former Iron and Ajax man does give Spurs a very early lead. And to be fair, that is one thing I have been liking since we have tweaked the sliders, is that we've made the AI a lot more direct now. You know, they don't just pass the ball around aimlessly sideways, just constantly. Yes, they do on occasion, which is fine, but they are a lot more willing now to go and attack me like that and put me under pressure in the back line. Anyway, 1-0 Spurs and the worst possible start to a must-not-lose game. Yeah, we struggled against Spurs quite a lot in this save, really. They've been a difficult opponent for us. I don't think we've beaten them yet, you know. We haven't won here, I know that for sure, but I don't think we've beaten them at all, ever in history. So we need to start. we need to start standing up to them, really. You know, we've had scouts against, well, like you see there, Arsenal, and pretty sure we beat Manchester United a couple of times, I think. But I don't think we've beaten Spurs yet. I don't think so. Anyway, good footballist from Sunderland as we're looking for that opening goal. Riggs going to find Sadiki. And that's a lovely, it's a wonderful build-up. And Fatawu gets a great team goal. And that's what we need to do, man. That's what we need to do. Keep on playing some fantastic football. And a wonderful team goal created. Abdul's night for the year, joint top scorer, Sunderland level. For Spurs with 11 minutes to go. Still tied at 1-1 after a great start to the game. Nothing since then, but it's Oliver finds a bit of space. Roos makes an excellent closeout save and says, guys, just calm it down because we'll take the point here, no doubt about it. Yes, it'll be only 1 win in 3, but these are 3 really tough fixtures. Aston Villa and Spurs away, and last year's champions Arsenal at home. I ain't going to say no to 2 draws and a win. Absolutely not. 9 to play, still 5 clear. It is still ours to lose from here. I'll take that. Right, 3 more scouting updates. See what we got. We're from Japan. I don't think anyone is going to make it from this batch of scouting, but a couple we'll keep our eyes on. And from Bolivia, well, I must say there's some talent here. There is Martin. So good they named him twice. There is some talent here. You know, I'm just wondering, by the way, I didn't think about this before, but oh my God, there is some talent in Bolivia, man. I'm wondering whether. Look at the potential. I could have a whole team of Bolivians if I wanted to. I'm wondering now if, like, maybe you don't get a potential tag on players that are under 16. So I'm noticing a lot of 15-year-olds with what appear to be high potential, but no potential tags are getting shown. Oh no, right there, right. It's just that's just totally blown my theory out of the water. But there's so many decent tags here. Who was the already exciting prospect tag? Where's he gone? Was it Martin? It wasn't. Where is he? Is it Albornoz? That's the one. Let's put him in the academy and we'll keep scouting the others for now. Yeah, there was a couple of you guys that said scout Bolivia in the comments. Guys, thank you very much because you've helped find us some gems here, no doubt about it. From Sweden, we'll keep our eyes on these guys here. So look at the academy before we play the following game, which is Wrexham in the Cup. And right now, it's looking very healthy indeed. Albornoz, who we just gave a scholarship to, does now look the best of the bunch, but there's still some real talent in here. I like to look at the young Nigerian fullback, Okafor, who I'm going to get tried try and get loaned out for next season as well. And I might also release or just because you look at the potential and you think, Doxy, why are you going to do that, son? Well, it's because, like I said before, I don't want too many from one nation, and we already have like 3 or 4 French talents that have already come out. But right now, on the loan watch as well, for those curious, I think Norton is now looking the best. I'm still quite keen on Guerrero, and Arias, that Mexican potential to be special, is now up to 73 overall as well. So the youngster's doing quite well on loan. No one's had the spike this season, but there's still been some decent growth from our young players. Right, following game is indeed Wrexham, the Hollywood boys, coming to the Stadium of Light, and this is going to be the big one. FA Cup, last 16, and if we do it for the 3rd year in a row, we'll reach the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. Sunderland now are getting a reputation as being known as a team to be feared when you're drawn against us in the Cup. Should be a banker, but not taking any chances. Wrexham in the Cup. How are you, the lads? Watson to Neil. Hannibal. Looks to find a bit of space. Does. Shoots. Saved. And Wrexham will get it away. And again, whilst you'd think this would be a banker, there's a reason I picked a strong lineup for this one. Because just like against Wycombe Wanderers in the Cup in the last round, we only scraped through very late, courtesy of a wonder goal from Fatawu. He's on the bench for this game here. I might be calling on him again. There's half an hour in. Still 2/3 of the game remaining, but still 0-0 until surely now, no, blocked, and Hume scores. Offside flag, though, it's not going to count. When you talk about a first half of dominance with nothing to show for it, you just saw it. I might have only included the one highlight, but I could have included 2 or 3 more as well, because at the moment it's kind of been the same sort of trend on this game. It's the only time Wrexham have come forward for an attack there. Lewis O'Brien's shot goes easily wide of the post, but yeah, we just basically got Wrexham penned right now. We've got all the possession, all the chances apart from that one being created by us, and the only thing we're lacking is the opening goal, which is coming. As I often say, when you are doing all the right things, just haven't had the breakthrough yet, well, you just keep going. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just keep going. Everything is going right. All you need is that one breakthrough, and you will get it. You will get it. I know it can be hard at times to stay motivated when you're doing all the right things, but just can't break through. But eventually, you will. Goodmanton's second in 3 in the Cup, and Sunderland are deservedly in front. It was very fair to say Sunderland are far from being back to their best, but we are still getting the results we need. Back to winning ways with a 1-0 scoreline, through to the quarter-finals. Let's see who we've got in the last day of the FA Cup for the 3rd successive year. Come on, Wembley's calling our name, man. I want to get back there again. Yeah, I really want to get to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. But last year we knocked out by Aston Villa in the quarter-finals away at Villa Park, and it was a really tricky test for us. I said they were probably the favourites to go and win it. In the end, they lost to Bournemouth in the final, but yeah, if we can get a favourable draw, Derby County are through. Fingers crossed we'll be taking on them, or possibly Burnley. So you've got 2 EFL sides still remaining there. And we have faced EFL sides all the way through to this quarter-final tie. Where it's going to be, is our luck going to continue? Let's find out. It's Brentford at home, so no, not this time around. But, oh, there isn't all EFL side there, EFL tie. So there's going to be at least one EFL side in the semi-finals. But Brentford at home, and I think we're favourites for that. Tough one, but I think we're favourites. Bring them on. You know, there is a genuine chance we could do a domestic and European Cup double this season and finish in the top 4 as well. That's the dream scenario from here, but if we are going to do it, we need a consistent run of games where we win. Big win there against Wrexham to make the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Now let's get a big first leg win here away in Switzerland against FC St. Gallen in the Conference League last 16. I've said it, I think we're one of the favourites to win this, and we're definitely favourites to this tie as well. Let's get a strong first leg result here to take back to the northeast of England. Yes, when you look at the teams that are remaining here, I'd say this, us, Sevilla and Roma, we're probably looking at each other and saying, yeah, keeps, there we go. We're probably favourites. Like us 3, we're the favourites, man. One of us is probably going to go all the way to win it. But yeah, that was nervy. That maybe I'm being a bit too arrogant here, because that was a let off. Well, sometimes in a game like this where one side is the heavy favourite, if the underdog gets the first chance and almost scores, you think, well, this could go one of 2 ways. That could be a sign of things to come, and the favourites showing complacency early, or it could just be a flash in the pan, you know, a spark in the fire. It's just a one-off, and now we've had that little ping, if you will. We'll stabilise and get ourselves in front, which we aim to do here. Harrison Burrows back in the lineup, finds Hannibal. Robbie will receive it, shoot it, score it, and give Sunderland the breakthrough. Flash in the pan, spark in the fire. We moved back, we came forward, we got the goal, we're in front. Burrows to Rig. I've got Esteve. Oh, what a goal. I was going to say Esteve on the left wing after he came forward for an attack, but there is his first goal of the save, I think, and what a way to score it as well. Brought him back from loan from Wolves, decided not to spend big on a star playmaker. I said, no, we've got one out on loan right now, but the lads from Molineux aren't playing him. I said, I will, and I'll show you. He's got the talent. Wonderful bit of skill to beat his man. Brilliant finish, and that is only our second long shot goal of the entire save, and the first from open play. And what a beauty it was. Long shots have been somewhat nerfed this year. It feels like every year EA nerf a way to score. Like last year it was crosses and corners. This year I think it's long shots, man. Like, I've only scored 2 in the save, and again that is one of the 2, and the only one from open play. And so I feel like EA have just totally toned them down this year, which in a way is a good thing. Go on, Rick, have another go. Oh, there's 3. There's number 3. He's got them both. Chris the Sniper Rig makes it 3 and surely puts us into the Conference League quarters. But yeah, last year I was scoring long shots like all the time, man. They were very OP. Even with players that don't really have a good long shot rating, I could still bang them in from like 25 yards. This year a lot more difficult, but Chris Rig says, not for me. That's what I can do when you give me the game time. It's free, it's game. We're going home with 1 foot in the quarters. Well, I felt confident pre-game, and well, like we said when FC St Gallen hit the bar early, you know, it could have gone one or two ways really. They could have gained confidence from that and said, you know what, Sunderland aren't all that, we can take them, we can beat them, or so easy, it's going to be one-way traffic, a flash in the pan, and the Black Cats flexing their muscles, showing their teeth, and making sure we claw our way through to the quarterfinals, even with a whole leg to play. That's going to do it. I don't think there's any danger now. I don't feel arrogant saying this either. Sunderland are surely into the quarterfinals, even with the second leg to come. It's tie over, as I was expecting it would be. We've been too good out there. So I think what I might do is play the second leg kind of off camera, and just, well, not off camera, I'll record it, but obviously show you like the goals or whatever. Forest cutting the gap to 3. Do we do have the game in hand? And then I'll end on what will be Brentford in the FA Cup quarter-final, because that second leg now is not meaningless, but yeah, pretty much a formality, I'd say, now that we're making the quarter-finals. And of course I'll show you the draw through we've got in the last day. Before we get there though, massive game. It is Brentford, so we'll add them twice. We'll end on the cup tie, but before that in the league as well, whereas Forest cut the gap to 3 points, Spurs are still only 5 behind. We have the game in hand on the former, but with 9 to play, it's not over yet. We're still in the top 4, but we need to make sure we extend our unbeaten runs, get a big 3-point series against the Bees, and ensure we remain in the Champions League places for now. You know what, I might sim it. I might sim the game. Like, it's something that Doxy Boy doesn't do. And I get asked sometimes, you know, Doxy, why don't you simulate games? It's just personal preference. Like, it's literally just personal preference. I enjoy playing all the games, and yeah, that's just all it is, really. If it is a totally meaningless game, like let's say it's like match day 8 of the Champions League phase and you've won all 7 and you've guaranteed top spot, then I'll consider it. But for the most part, I just like playing all the games. I just enjoy playing all the games, man. What can I say? So whether you sim, whether you don't, whether you sim on occasion, whether you sim all, it ultimately personal preference. There's no right or wrong way to play the game, as we often say. As long as you enjoy it, that's all that matters. Wonderful build-up, brilliant opening goal, excellent team goal right from kickoff, and Talby gives Sunderland the opener 9 minutes in. To be fair though, I don't know why Vandenberg left Talby totally alone there. That was really poor marking. Like we said at the top of the episode, man, I feel like since the patch, EA have really toned down defensive intelligence, which is frustrating because whilst we have said before, you do need to reward players for playing high pass accuracy possession styles of play if that's what EA want players to do, to mirror more real life football. That's great, but not at this level. You should not be finding space like that, as Talby puts it just wide of the post. The tweaks they've made since the last patch to now are totally different from the base game to the first patch. It's a shame, and I hope for the next patch EA realised that you want to find some space inside the area, but not so much space where Towie could have opened up a newspaper, read the funnies, and then put the ball into the back of the net. He shouldn't have all that time and space at this level. And I've got to get with the times, man. Doxy, no one reads the newspaper anymore. The equivalent would be putting out his phone and watching a few TikToks, like you gotta get with the times, son. There's Tara, wonderful turn that, to be fair. Finds a bit of space. It's a great dribble. It's a brilliant save by Roos. Great run, but what a stop that is. I like Tara as he wins that header there as well. And Brentford come forward. He's a tiny little player. And Brentford have got a decent little team as well. I know with the appointment of Keith Andrews, a lot of people questioning was that the right decision to replace Thomas Frank. At the moment he's doing well. And his Bs are looking good. And they've got the leveller as well. Marcos Leonardo, what a finish. I can't remember what pundit it was that was sceptical of the Keith Andrews appointment because of the lack of experience. And I understand to a point, but on the other side of the coin, it's like, how do you expect him to get the experience if he doesn't get a job in the first? It's like the job market in general. It's like employers wanting like 5 years worth of experience, but until you can get a job, you can't get the experience. You know what I mean? I found that out all too well earlier this year when I was looking for a bit of full-time employment. And was rejected numerous times because of that, as Damsgaard is dispossessed by Maxime and we should get it away. But he's holding his own, Keith Andrews, and respect to the bloke, fair play. As Trey's going to slide down the line with half an hour to go. What's not fair play is Sunderland slipping up again. We need to find a goal to get back in front. Lovely build-up once again. Robbie finds Sadiki. Come on! Clips in and off the post, and the Black Cats are back in front. What a finish by Noah. Final minute of normal time. This is it for Brentford. Last chance. In it goes. Headed in and wide from Marcos Leonardo. And we'll hold on to the 3 points. Once again, not our best, but just about coming through. And I don't mind scraping 1-goal victories all the way to the end of the season if it means we stay in the Champions League places. Just about holding on for our 3rd win in a row in all competitions for the first time in the calendar year. Huge 3 points. Right, so I'm just ending the St Gallen game right now, and I've just won it late as well. You'll see the goal on the screen right now. It's a wonderful team build-up as well. Really, really nice passing move, and wrapped up by Tom Watson as well with that Thierry Henry skill shot goal. I said I was going to stop doing them. Forgot about that, but the tie was over anyway, so I thought, why not put a bit of style to end a nice passing move. So a 1-0 victory against St Gallen and a 5-0 scoreline in aggregate. Here's the reality as we're back now, or the current time I should say, and we are now going through to the Conference League quarterfinals, and let's see who will be taking on. Like I said, I think us, Roma and Sevilla are probably the favourites. So in the quarterfinals, oh, they're out. Sevilla are out. Victoria Poulsen have knocked them out, but Roma have overcome FCSB. But I believe we do one advance in the calendar. We should see who we've got, and we'll have both of those legs in the next episode. So it's going to be Conference League quarterfinal. When I can find it. No, it's not going to be there. It's going to be down here. Here we are. PAOK of Greece in the last 8. Not an easy route to the semis, but I'd say we're favourites once again. Oh, and as we're getting through to the game against Brentford, which we'll end on today, there has been a bid for Mukiele, and actually I kind of like this as well because I just had an email from him asking for a pay increase. I was going to sort this out come the end of the season, but the Gunners have said, well, if you're not going to pay him, we'll pay him here in North London. And to me, he is 30 now. He's a crucial member of our back line. But Arsenal champions last year, might be below us in the table, but I'm just going to accept that straight off the bat. We are going to look for a younger centre-half next season. We've brought in Maxime, who I do plan on starting at some point anyway. So this will probably be Nordy's 3rd and final season with the Black Cats before a big move to North London. Right, let's end on this then. Our final game today is indeed the FA Cup quarterfinals. Brentford last year got here knocked out by Aston Villa away. And we just beat the Bees in the league, but it was a tough one. And I'm anticipating this will be another very difficult fixture to get through. So our final game today, FA Cup quarterfinal, with a chance of reaching the semis for the 2nd year in 3. How are the lads? Wembley is waiting. We are currently on the longest... Oh, is that handball off Burrows? Longest unbeaten run in the save right now. 14 games in all competitions without defeat. But you've got to take that with a pinch of salt, because it is worth pointing out that during this run, we've had those 2 legs against FC St Gallen, with no disrespect, favourites in that tie heavily. The 3 cup games, all against the EFL sides. Charlton Wrexham, and it was the other side. Oh, Wycombe Wanderers. Always Roos makes a really good save there. So that's 5 of those fixtures in the 14. That's over a third of the fixtures against teams we should be beating anyway, as Collins' header is well caught. But ultimately, it is still a really impressive statistic. This afternoon, Brentford looking good early doors. And we can't afford to lose this one if we are to continue to chase our Cup and European double dream. This has been a tough old game. Still deadlocked to 0-0. Haven't got going yet. And I think I forgot to up the half length from 3 to 4 minutes. So sorry about that. I turned it down to 3 minutes for the St Gallen second leg, but I forgot to bump an extra minute on that. I can't blame that on the reason why it's still 0-0. I just have not got going yet. Very passive, and that needs to change. Sadiki scored the winning goal against Brentford in the league fixture. Finds Vital, who slips it through. Trey Hume, brilliant first touch. Kelleher denies him. It's only with a real chance we've had so far. And the Republic of Ireland international makes the save to keep it at 0-0 as the corner is claimed. And it remains goalless for now. This has got that kind of feel to it where one team is going to nick it at the death and it will finish 1-0 and there won't be time for a reply. And maybe Marcos Leonardo has got it. Maybe not quite at the death, but with 18 to play. He scored recently here. He scored again. It's a beaut from the Brazilian, bent into the top corner, and Brentford have the lead with 17 to play. I've done it again. I've absolutely bottled it again. 1 round away from Wembley and I've blown it for the 2nd year in a row, man. And as Enzo Laffi finds Marcos Leonardo, this will be the dagger. No, they're not going to need one. Marcos Leonardo, as wise as it gets, holds onto the ball, and thus Brentford will hold on to the place at Wembley. Oh, not this guy. Not Enzo. Of course it had to be him. Sold in January, hits the dagger. No respect, but pure elation. Brentford through. I've bottled it again. Well, earlier I was talking about how we were on the longest unbeaten run of the save, but you need to take it with a pinch of salt because of the teams we were facing in this run. Our first meeting as the Premier League side in the Cup, and our luck runs out. Doxy is a fraud. He can only beat the EFL sides. Brentford knock us out, and for the 2nd year in a row, it is quarter-final heartache in the FA Cup. Domestic and European double, Doxy boy, not anymore. But that'll do it for today's episode of Career Mode, guys. Massive thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have done, please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. I'll return in the next one with no more FA Cup games, but more big ones in the league. I won't mind one bit if we do hold on to top 4, though, in a Champions League place. And we'll have the quarterfinals of the Conference League against the Greek side, PAOK. Have a great day, guys. Much love. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode, aiming to respond very soon.